Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Banestine. If you're joining for the very first time, you are highly welcome. For my returning subscribers, I love you all guys. Thank you so much for your support. Guys, I want to say thank you so much. We reached 1,000 subscribers. Ooh, thank you so much. I appreciate all the subscribers, everyone that has been watching and staying tuned. Thank you so much. For those that have been sharing as well, I thank you so much. Guys, I have an interesting topic today. From one of my previous videos that I did about child dependent visa, I've had lots of questions from my subscribers and I decided to address this with this video. So they were asking me on what are the criteria, what are the things to consider before you apply for your child dependent visa. It's not all about getting the visa, it's also about what happens after the visa. So I've written some few points. Let's talk about them. So if you're planning to bring your child to the United Kingdom or your children as your dependents, stay tuned to this video till the end. So guys, if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Kindly hit the subscribe button. Points to consider before you apply for your child dependent visa. Consider these points critically. Answer all these questions or consider the points and apply them to yourself before you apply for a child dependent visa. The first thing is your job routine. How is your job routine? Does your job routine permit you to take care of your child the way you like your child to be taken care of? Does your job routine just fluctuate, like you come in today, they ask you to go out tomorrow, they ask you to go in? Like for instance, domiciliary carers. Sometimes some people say they do 16 hours outside of the house. Maybe you leave your house in the morning and you'll be entering the house at 10 p.m. in the night. Think about those things before you apply for a child dependent visa. The next thing to think about is your partner. You might have a hectic routine, you have a hectic job routine, but your partner is available. Is your partner available to take care of your child or children when they come over? Does he also have the same job routine, or does she also have the same job routine as you do? Or what are your plans when the children will come over? What do you plan of doing when the children come over if you guys have the same routine, the same job routine? You are a domiciliary carer, you get the car in the morning, you go and you're coming at 12 midnight, your wife goes and is coming at 10 midnight. How do you people think about? What do you people think about? Is one person ready to submit, quit, and take a job that will balance one person to be taking care of the children? Think about that. The next thing to think about is the age of your child. Yes, you might not go with the child care issues. You might not have child care issue if your child is at a certain age. If you have a child who is 13 years below, think about it well. If you have a child from 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, you might not bother. But be aware that you cannot leave a child who is less than 16 to spend the night on their own in the house. You need someone who is above 16 years in the house. So even though the child might be more than 13 years, 11, 12, but you still need someone to be in the house if you are going to spend nights out of the house. But if the child is 10 below, you need somebody to take. In fact, you need child care. You need full-time child care if you are not, if your partner is not submitting, or if you're a single parent thinking of bringing your child over to the United Kingdom. So you need childcare. Childcare can be your friend, your neighbors, or the childcare centers, wherever. So the age of the child counts. The next thing that you need to think of is the town or the city where you live. Is the town where I live conducive for me to bring my children and grow them up there? Is it okay for me to bring my children at this environment? There are some places that are just so crowded, jam-packed. Then you see rough life, people are doing their own things the way they want. You might consider relocating, especially if you have a car. You can move to a nearby village, you can move to a nearby town, and then you drive to work, just to give a comfortable environment for your children. Maybe where you are living, it's very nice, but houses are very expensive. You might consider going to the suburb a bit, so you get a big space, a bigger house where your children will be comfortable. Because you can manage yourself in a one-room flat, maybe just you and your partner, you guys know how you manage. But with children or with a child, you also want to give your child comfort. I think that those are one of the reasons that you consider bringing your children from Africa to be with you, so that you want to give them comfort. Think about the town or the city where you are. Also think about the time of the year. In as much as you want to bring your child over, is the time okay? It can be that it's towards the end of year when they are supposed to finish their final exams to go to the next class, to go into the next class. Think about it. If it will not affect their education, then go ahead, apply for it and let them come over. But if your child is preparing, let's say, for the GCE exams, and that is her year to do maybe her ordinary levels or her advanced level, what do you think about? You let the child sit for the exams. After the results, you can move the child, or even just after the exams, you can get the child. Not say no, it's now or never. Think about the impact also on your child's education, how it can affect your child. Also, when your child moves over to the United Kingdom, there's an application time that when you apply for a school, you have to wait, because it's not like you just go today, I want admission, and your child start going to school the next day like in our countries. No. You have to apply through the government, and then the government will now locate spaces for your children. It might be that they'll send the child to another school which is very far from you, and you want to appeal. When you appeal, it takes another time before you get the feedback. So your child might end up spending more than 2 months at home. So preferably during holiday season, it's better. You apply like immediately they give the summer holidays, you send in your applications. Before they will start schools in September, your child will have their space in whatever schools you have applied for. If you needed to do any appeals, you do it within that time, and then you get going. Also think about transportation. Are you in a place that going to school for that child must need a car? If it's a necessity to have a car, do you think that you will be available 24/7 with a car to get that child to school? If it needs a school bus, if the child needs a school bus, is it possible for the child to transport themselves to school with the school bus and come back home safely? Think about all those things. Is it possible for the child to trek to school? Is it possible to arrange a taxi? So transportation also counts, because there are seasons that places get dark at 5 o'clock, at 4 o'clock, when children are still coming back from school. So these points, guys, are points that you need to consider before you apply for a child-dependent visa. I know sometimes it can be depressing. Your child is home and you are out of the country. You just think that if your child comes beside you, you give your child the best. I know every parent wants the best for their children, but sometimes the best might not be where you are at that moment. You can give it some time. You plan well. Plan and consider whatever you are planning for. And then you prepare and take the child or children to come in for the best. If you like topics like this, guys, give a thumbs up to this video. Hit the notification bell so that each time I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Kindly subscribe and share to your family and friends, guys. You don't know who you might help. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.